Hey, so New Year's coming up, or maybe you're watching it already has, but a lot of questions we're getting is all about, so what's working on ClickBank in 2021? So let's dive in, we're gonna hash out some things. So when we're looking at 2021, we're coming off of the back of 2020, which, as we all know, has been a crazy year, right? It's in many ways, depending on where you are in the world, basically anywhere in the world. One of the biggest shifts we've seen in e-com is just a change in buying behavior, right? Physical stores have, in large part of it, have had to shut down. And what that has caused is e-commerce in general, has just been dragged forward like 5 or 6 years as far as the amount of volume transacting on e-commerce. People thought like, oh man, yeah, if you're not on e-com already, if you're not doing online sales already, you're kind of late to the game. And what this has shown is that's obviously not true, right? There's a huge amount of growth that's happened in e-commerce and online business in general this year because people have been forced, who weren't already buying on online or not buying online as much, to almost be solely buying online, right? That's why we've seen Jeff Bezos and Amazon scale to huge success. ClickBank's grown an insane amount this year, right? And we just see that continuing to happen into 2021. What we're projecting is that there's not going to be a big dive back down if vaccines are out and things are opening back up. Buyer behavior sticks, right? It's not something you just forget. If you've signed up for auto ship, you don't just cancel it because now you're going to walk into Fred Meyer again, right? Things like that. So what that means for you, if you're new to online marketing or even if you're existing, right, is there's a lot more people online than ever before looking to buy, right? Which is a powerful thing if you're an internet marketer, because that means the audiences have opened up, new audiences will appear, all things like that. So something to be mindful of is looking at trends are going to be able to take off much faster than ever before. The new offers that might have performed well for you in the past, if you're an affiliate and that you haven't mailed to in a while, will probably perform well again, right? So it's something to revisit top performers for you. If you're an offer owner, be looking at affiliates that have done well for you in the past and you might not be working for well again because their traffic source might be converting for you again too. So look at both sides of that coin, right? Just again, e-com in general, if you have an email list or something, the 80% that weren't buying might be buying now, right? Or a good portion of them might be buying. So just buyer behavior as a whole has changed. The next big thing to consider, since America in the USA drives so much of the online retail business, is the post-election culture shift, right? So Biden coming into, in a Democratic presidency coming into play here, this affects buying behavior online in ways you might not expect, but it's kind of fun to dive into a bit. So when Barack Obama was president, right, survival products, gadgets, kind of gun offers, right? How to stock your food, like all these kind of like survival, kind of right wing, if you will, offers sold really well. And when Trump came into office, those stopped converting as well because people who resonate with those, the world is ending, people are going to steal my guns, I need to protect my family, right? People who resonate with that, when a Republican or someone like Trump is in office, they feel a lot more secure and the fear isn't there, right? When Democrats come back into office, the whole Fox News cycle kind of spins back up with all these things, scary things they're doing that are going to infringe on your rights, right? And that kind of drives buying behavior back to these types of offers. So we expect to see a law survival offer start selling again at scale. So I'd be keeping an eye on that. If you've got one in the pipeline, get it dialed in. If you've got an old one, get it refreshed, get new swipes for it, start chatting with affiliates because it's a good chance that they're going to sell and convert a lot better, even with the same copy you've had, just because that, again, that intent's going to be there for those. It's similar to the buyer behavior shift, but wrapped around that political game there. And the next big thing to look at in 2021 is emerging traffic sources, right? We've seen TikTok explode this last year, all over the web, right? And with more people being online and on their phones than ever before, that is much more likely to happen with other traffic sources, right? So not just TikTok, right? That's just a good example, but be mindful of newer traffic sources that you can engage in because they're often cheaper, right? Facebook ads are super expensive right now, especially through the election cycle. They've come down a bit, but they're still premium because that's where everybody is. So ads on TikTok or kind of emerging places are great places to play in and get some cheap clicks and kind of see if it engages with the offers you want to join. And also too, right, if you're just looking for free organic traffic, obviously we've seen the virality of TikTok and how many views content can get, right? To build an audience on a new platform is often easier if people are flocking there, if you can do good content, because you're not competing with all these established places and kind of people out there, right? It's kind of a blue ocean, if you will, where you can just go start to play. So be mindful of that. The other thing too, with those emerging traffic sources, is we've seen a lot of people going to established but forgotten, if you will, traffic sources, right? I see a lot of media buyers moving back to YouTube to kind of spend ads on YouTube again. Not that YouTube has gone away or is new by any means, right? It's one of the most established traffic sources you can ever think of on the net, but people have been so focused on Facebook and Google for so long, and now they're realizing that Facebook is really clamping down. It's been hard to work with. It's been intermittent, and so they're looking at YouTube and starting to move a lot of their ad spend over there, right? And kind of realizing that they can have more room to play, more elbow room to make some claims, and can really drive some good traffic from YouTube. And what we've also seen there is Google, which is, YouTube is a brand of YouTube, or Google, excuse me, has been really ramping up the aggressiveness of their ads, meaning not in like the claims they're making, just in how many ads they're serving, how they're monetizing YouTube and things like that. So we've seen them be a lot easier to work with ad buyers who are kind of moving to the YouTube platform. So just be mindful of that. What other traffic sources are you ignoring that you could make a one-to-one transition to kind of make up some losses potentially on other traffic sources and make some gains on new emerging ones. So those are the big three, right? Change in buyer behavior is massive. We see, the bar has been raised, right? We're not going to see a dip. Buyer behavior online is going to stick and continue to grow where it's at. Post-election culture shift, with the Democrats coming into office, the survival products are likely going to sell much better like they were when Barack Obama was in office. And then emerging traffic sources. Where can you be tapping into to explore new traffic sources like TikTok, going back to YouTube maybe, or exploring YouTube again, things like that. So that's what we see working in 2021 at ClickBank. Would love to see what you're going to be doing in 2021 in the comments below. Please hit subscribe to get more weekly content from Affiliated. I'm Thomas. Happy scaling.